Yes. No way. Oh my God.
Very subtle.
Unbelievable. Oh. And he missed it. Oh my God. Ooh la la.
Boom, no chance.
That's crazy. Game, set, and match.
This is too much.
Good evening from Europe, everyone, for this amazing match that we're really looking forward to watching all together. Yeah, so the match has started now. 1-0 for Fonseca. No break, but Fonseca, I think, started the match really well. The same way that he played against Sinner and really played an amazing match against him. 2 tie breaks in Indian Wells 1 week ago. Really being super aggressive. He was excellent serving. A lot of first serves in and full power and really, using his number one quality, which is the power. I think it's going to be extremely important for him today because he will have to dictate. If he doesn't dictate, but a match like this, I think Alcaraz should be very motivated to play it because of the crowd, the ambience. I think he loves Miami. I also feel that will be the danger for him in the next years. Is to get bored. And a lot of people say that, this year in Roland Garros or Wimbledon or US Open, he doesn't play well in the first rounds. Yeah, he doesn't play well because he's bored. He has so much margin, so much. When the match is too easy, he's losing his focus because he knows, deep inside, he knows he can break back anytime. He knows he has this margin. So maybe it's not conscious. He doesn't think, I don't care. But it's accepting to be broken, accepting to lose his focus. But I think he takes this match very seriously. And I think he should. Because if he doesn't want Fonseca to, start to win more than that and start to be a danger for them, he has to block him and he has to show him that he's the boss. He shouldn't let him hope. He did a very good start of the match. Fonseca did a first game that was amazing, but Alcaraz responded in the best possible way and broke him. Yeah, didn't stay in that forehand and then that backhand. Alcaraz, he played the backhand moving sideways, didn't commit 100%, and that's why he missed it. I think that Alcaraz needs to be interested. He needs to be enjoying himself on the court. Otherwise, he's not able to play the same level. And tonight, it looks like he's enjoying. I saw him with his team. TV showed him with his team before the match. He was laughing. He was happy. And I'm sure 100% that with this crowd around, again, with this atmosphere, he's going to be pumped. Even though most of the people are going to probably root for Fonseca. That's what I said, that Fonseca really needed to dictate because, if you compare the level of this Alcaraz Sinner and the level of Fonseca, I think one of the big differences is the footwork. And I believe that Fonseca and Sinner are way faster than Fonseca moving sideways. And Fonseca is quite fast in defense. When he's moved fast to the sides, he's in the defensive mode. Alcaraz and Sinner, when you move them fast to the sides, they're able to counter-attack you. And that's a huge difference. Fonseca, a lot of times, he loves to attack cross-court. That's his favorite attack, and Alcaraz knows it, and he anticipated this one well, but couldn't hit his forehand the way he wanted. Not a great volley for Fonseca. The ball was way over the net. It was not a very difficult volley. And he was lucky because even his approach was too short to get a volley like this easy. He was lucky, but he couldn't really finish. He hit the net. Well, that's a great first serve from Fonseca. He needs it. He has only 42% of first serves in the start of this match and got broken already. And that's probably the reason why he got broken already. Surprised that Carlos is returning second serve on the forehand of Fonseca. he should really block him on the backhand and then attack the forehand rather than start on the forehand, because Fonseca goes full power cross court. Beautiful volley. The Brazilian anticipated the drop shot, and Carlos decided to volley deep in front of him. Return volley. And even though the return was very short, it was on the backhand of Fonseca, and he was able to hit a good volley after that. That's probably the way Alcaraz is going to play. And we see how difficult it is already for Fonseca to win his serve. He got broken already once in his second service game, and now his third one is at deuce. So Alcaraz returned to the backhand and gets ready to run around his backhand to hit forehands and double fault. Yes, he's under tremendous pressure, Fonseca, because on second serves, Carlos is winning a lot of points. Actually, Fonseca won only 33% on his second serve, and that's probably the reason why he did this double fault already, the second one, because he knows that Alcaraz is going to attack him. He did return volley in the previous one at deuce side. Oh, what a return. I have to say also that the match against Medvedev, Alcaraz did a lot of forehand unforced errors, and a lot of them when Medvedev was changing rhythm on his forehand, and he was late in his preparation, and he hit a lot of forehands with a contact point that was way behind him, which is the reason, like on the last one. That's why I'm thinking about it, and that's the reason why he missed. That's not a good return because he plays high on the forehand of Fonseca, who goes again cross court full power. That's his signature shot. That's his favorite shot by far. Big unforced error on that forehand of Fonseca. Dan 1-3 and Cizron, welcome. Thanks for the following. We're watching a very interesting match between Fonseca and Alcaraz. Good serve. Slice serve, which is probably the best serve of all. I'm not saying Fonseca's best serve, but the best serve of all. It's so difficult to return this one. If the zone is short enough and with enough spin, it really throws you completely out of the court. And even if you find a way to hit the ball back, the court is fully open. Great that Alcaraz was able to win his service game. To answer your question, Exwadic, the match is very interesting because I think that Fonseca is playing his chance fully. Both of the players are struggling on the second serve big time. Both have around 30% of points, one only on the second. I think the level is really good. There are a lot of winners. So it's a cool match to watch. I mean, as expected, Fonseca got broken early. But, both of the guys, when they don't pass their first serve, they're in trouble. And as I said, Fonseca is so dangerous when he's dictating because he has this incredible power. And on the other side, he's not moving as well as Sinner or Alcaraz. So when he's not dictating and move to the side, is in defense quite fast. And then he loses most of the points. That's why he's struggling on second serves. And that's why Alcaraz is struggling on second serve, because of the full power of Fonseca. You see that when the first serve passes, it's a different story. And just looking at the stats, Carlos is winning 100% of his points on first serve so far, 9 out of 9, and only 2 out of 7 on second serve. So look at the difference. It's amazing. So we're live on YouTube as well, not only on Twitch. A big double fault. And both of the players did double fault because they're scared about the return on second serve. They're scared that the opponent is going to be super aggressive. So they They kind of forced it a little bit and then the double fault. On YouTube, Boobchi and R5MB saying that Fonseca is not playing aggressive enough. I think it's difficult for him to play more aggressive than that. He cannot always. I mean, it's 2 drop shots in that game that Alcaraz missed, and both of them look like a little bit drop shot of panic. I don't know what to do with the ball. Okay, I'm going to drop shot. It's not a sign of a lot of serenity. It's a big match for Alcaraz because, as I said, he needs to win this one because he needs to show his opponent that he's not at the level yet. He has to show him that. If Fonseca would win this match, that's the type of matches that bring players to a higher level, and he knows how much Fonseca is dangerous for the future. For his future, he cannot let those guys that are so good come even close to his level. And I told you just a few points ago how much this slice serve was a key. And I explained that it really throws the player far out of the court, and then the down the line is completely empty, and Alcaraz just showed it in the best possible way. He hit a forehand down the line winner with a lot of margin. Saved by his first serve. It's crazy. 12 points out of 13 won on his first serves, 92%. 2 out of 8, 29% on second. That's crazy, the difference. But I think everything is said with those stats. Whoever's dictating is winning the immense majority of the points. So I understand the point saying that Fonseca is not aggressive enough, but I don't think he can be more. The question is he in a position to be more aggressive? What a point! And we see the Brazilian fans who are crazy. That's cool. I mean, that's the type of match I would pay to watch. The last forehand, I think Alcaraz can do more. He really didn't think that Fonseca would be able to cover the down the line at the net. 11 winners to 2 for Alcaraz. But that's just what the stat just showed. But what the stat doesn't show is all the forced errors that Fonseca created with his crazy, powerful forehand cross. He pushed Alcaraz to miss many times. And I don't think that João Fonseca should try to be more aggressive than that, because he will make a lot of more unforced errors. It has to be balanced. Another good serve. And the second service game of João Fonseca in this set, he got broken. Didn't pass many forced serves. Got under pressure. 1 or 2 mistakes. Boom. Break. And Fonseca looks a little bit nervous. Not the nervousness that makes you completely miss the match, but a bit too much compared to the match against Sinner. He was more calm. Oh, what a serve. What an angle. Amazing kick serve with an amazing angle. Hi, V1TTI. Hey, Pat, I know you already got Vic. So you're probably referring to Victoria Barros from Brazil, who's a young player that is practicing at my academy since she's 12. And she's top 20 in juniors in the world. And she's 16 now. Can you give Bia Haddad a call? Oh, so you're a Brazilian. It's all the Brazilians. We have a stats. We have a statistic. So let's put it on the screen. And Fonseca is stuck behind the baseline. So as a reminder, Medvedev beat Alcaraz by spending 39% of the time inside the baseline. That's how he dominated him. And Fonseca needs to do the same if he wants to be able to, have a chance today. Out of the 40 first points played, he was only 7 times inside the court. So it's very little. Maybe we can go through also the statistics, the ones on the preview that my team worked on. Okay, Pressure points. That Alcaraz is incredible when he has to face a pressure point, and especially break points. He won 70% of the points when he had to face a break point. When you look at Alcaraz, it's only 56%. Actually, you saw the game before. On his serve, he was down love 30, and I think he played incredible from that moment. That's what he needs to avoid. On the forehand cross against Fonseca, he will be in danger. Okay, what happened to Carlos versus Daniel? So first serves in. He had a lot of first serves in general, 73% in the 4 matches before playing Daniel. He served only 63% of first serves against Daniel. And he won way less points on his first serve, 78% in general in the tournament, only 69% against Daniel. It's strange, sorry, because I'm watching this match at the same time, but he makes strange choices. Alcaraz, like a little bit panicking. You know, the drop shots in the previous game, now he comes to the net, coming from almost on the baseline, way too far, so he cannot reach the net early enough, be close to the net early enough, so it's kind of easy to pass him. Hello, kind name free. Yes, I can say greetings to your friend Yanis. Hi Yanis, greetings. Let's go back. Let's go through the what's next against Daniel. As I told you a bit earlier, Daniel hit 39% of the shots being inside the court. That's crazy. Only Rinderknecht, did more, but he's playing serve and volley. So, but still, he was a set and a break up against Alcaraz, playing a lot inside the baseline. So that's how Carlos is so good. When he's dictating, when he's inside the baseline, then he can be creative. If he's stuck behind and somebody is inside, then he's in trouble. That's a really bad mistake from João Fonseca, because yes, that was probably the right thing to take some kind of a risk, but you can't miss. It's 15-30 on Alcaraz serve. I mean, you have to play the point. You can't hit a mistake on the first shot. So V1TT thinks that that Carlos feels Fonseca's forehand, and that's why he's panicking. Again, love 30, and look, 3 great points. I mean, 2. 1 was a mistake of Fonseca. Happy that your friend Yanis is happy. Tactical hotspots. 94% of the winners of Fonseca against Sinner. Fonseca was inside the court. And the question is, will Alcaraz let Fonseca step in like Daniil did? Well, the question so far is no, because, as we said, out of 40 occasions to be inside the court, Fonseca was able to be inside only 7 times. Last thing, with Fonseca, the longer the rally, the more he wins points, thanks to his massive forehand forcing errors. We've seen that already since the start of the match. The cross-court forehand, Alcaraz has to avoid. He was in trouble most of the time. And when we know the power of Alcaraz, that's quite impressive from Fonseca. Another point won by Carlos, coming to the net, taking his chance. And as I said earlier, for Fonseca to improve his footwork, being faster side to side will be very important. For the moment, he's a bit defensive when he's moved to the side because he has no more option. He doesn't have any other option. He's too late. And Fonseca and Sinner, when they move to the side, they can still crush you. I'm surprised also by the fact that that Alcaraz struggles a little bit to hit to return the serves of Fonseca, because Alcaraz is amazing at returns. That's a good return. Oh no, completely missed the forehand. And the forehand of Alcaraz since the match against Daniil doesn't work well. Against Daniil, he made so many mistakes with his forehand, so many. He needs to fix this as early as he can. And again today, it looks like he doesn't have the right rhythm, not his usual rhythm. 40-15 Fonseca. Yeah, and Carlos knows it. So you see, He attacks down the line, and then he plays short cross to force Fonseca to make a long run to the side. And then he plays behind him. Is purposely pushing Fonseca to run. Second serve again. 27% of points won by Fonseca on second, so big danger for him. And again, a forehand miss from the Spanish player. That's been a bit worrying for him in general for this tournament, because that's his trademark, the forehand, the power on the forehand, the ability to hit winner with a forehand from any place in the court. He's a player who runs around the backhand so much also to hit forehands. I mean, the forehand is his number one weapon, so of course he has other ones. He has such a complete game, but talking about Fonseca, I would say his number one quality is the power. He has an incredible power, and of course the power is more on the forehand than on any other shot. He has a general power, but the forehand power is something really special. And he has a tactic coming to that match that is quite clear, is to play as much down the line as he can, because he doesn't want to let Carlos be in his favorite position, which is running around the backhand. So whenever the ball comes to the backhand of Fonseca, instead of playing cross and giving a chance to Carlos to run around the backhand, he goes down the line a lot, which exposes him, because playing down the line is very dangerous. But so far, the fact that Alcaraz's forehand is not working well, the fact that Joe's backhand down the line has been effective, it works. Not too bad. Both of the players win only 33% of points on the second serve. And Alcaraz is now serving for the first set. Got an early break and was able, with a lot of trouble, by the way, to keep it all the way through. And in a few minutes, we're going to have a match between Jiří Lehečka and the surprise of this Miami Open, the French Moïse Kouamé, who's extraordinarily young. Only 17, and he won his first match on a Masters 1000. I watched the match. It was crazy because Moïse was literally starting to cramp at the end of the second, having lost the first, and he won in 3 sets. Ends up on almost full body cramping, and this is what happens when Carlos is able to run around his backhand. You don't want him to be moving around his backhand. Incredible forehand down the line, inside out. How low on his legs he is, how balanced. That's really amazing. Good percentage of first serve, 67, for a player that is not as tall as most of the guys on tour. The service game that he just played to close that set, super impressive. Alcaraz started the first game of the second set incredibly well. He looks pumped. Really looks like him winning the first set was very important. Makes him feel free, way more offensive even in that second set start. I mean, he knows that's what he has to do, and he has to break points straight away. Oh, what a return. Fonseca knows he can't afford to be broken again at the start of the second set. Super forehand down the line of Fonseca after a very good serve. I remember when Alcaraz was coming up, we were so impressed by the power of his forehand. I think Fonseca has at least as much power as him. But when he's blocked on the backhand side and Alcaraz is able to play deep, it's difficult for Fonseca to get out of the backhand corner. That's why he plays a lot down the line, but it forces him also to go for too much. Another break point. Stuff at the moment. A lot of pressure on him. Oh, yes. Very well done. Fonseca was moving back After being, I mean, the ball was short. He knew that Alcaraz would hit a very strong forehand, moved back, and then drop shot. Amazing. Let's look at the statistic that we have, that we just received. I was talking about the number of unforced errors that was way too big from Alcaraz, and he does many more unforced errors than usual, at least in that first set. Let's see how it is in the second. He actually started the second set way better. 10 forehand mistakes for 2 backhand mistakes. We've said it, the forehand is really his strength. And he struggled with his forehand against Medvedev. Oh my God, the forehand he just hit. The angle is insane. Yeah, so he has a forehand problem. And as it's his number one weapon, that puts him in a difficult situation. But as I said, he has way more than just a forehand in his game. Good return from Fonseca. Deep, fast, on the forehand of Alcaraz. And that's only the unforced errors. There were also many forced errors in that match. Forehand forced errors from Alcaraz, because Fonseca's forehand is so fast. He pushed him to make a lot of mistakes. In the first set, Alcaraz was able to get out of difficult situations on his serve many times. Love 30 twice. Let's see if he's able to do the same in the second set. Welcome to new followers also. Oh, that's a great serve, body. And a forehand winner. Welcome to K774AN, K Free, and Donval Divia. Last 3 followers. Welcome. It's going to be a second serve now for Alcaraz at 30 all. Oh la la, it's a huge double fault. The serve was way out. But I still feel that Alcaraz is nervous in that match, even though he started the second set really well, and now he has to face a break point. Can do better. Serve is amazing, and swing volley from almost from the baseline, just 1 meter inside. As we said in preview of the match, that's one of his also biggest strengths, the ability to play well on when he has to face break points. No. It was not great, the drop shot, but as you could see, Fonseca, I don't know what Fonseca asked the chair umpire. I mean, Alcaraz said, I don't know the rule. And they're checking on the video. We see it extremely slow motion. They said that, okay, what Fonseca is saying is that he hit the ball at the same time as the ball hit the ground for a second bounce. So the chair umpire, which is exactly what happened. I'm curious to see that if the chair umpire decides that it's not double bounced, I think it's double bounced. To me, it's clearly double bounced. But he's right, huh? It's Fonseca is pushing the ball with his racket at the same time as the ball. They replay the point? This is such a weird call to me, because for me it's doubled. I don't want to be rude to anyone, but to me it's another mistake from this chair umpire, who's the big specialist of mistakes. I've seen so many from him. Anyway, it doesn't change the score. Game point for Alcaraz. Oh la la. Strange that he hit the volley there, but it's enough. Les Line. Good to see you. So you're asking if Hi Nerad, F4. Better late than never. So Les Line Live is asking, could it be that Alcaraz is feeling some nerves after that unexpected loss to Medvedev, especially with Fonseca in strong form, and a bit of that unknown factor in play? Petit Philou Tubes asking, are umpires ever right? Well, to be honest, it depends on the umpires. Some take very good decisions. Some others make a lot of mistakes. I think he's nervous, yes. I think he's nervous because I think that, his last match was a loss. Carlos Alcaraz doesn't have many losses. So it's kind of unusual. And for sure, it hurt him one way or another. And he knows how dangerous Fonseca is. So, yes, he's nervous, clearly. I mean, at the moment, he should feel a bit better. He's a set and a break up, but in the first set, he was nervous. Yeah, Carlos had the intention to do return volley. Better on second serve so far. Fonseca was really struggling on that in the first set, winning only 30% on second, but this second serve is way better. And the winner of this match will face Korda, who beat Carabelli 6-love, 6-3. Korda, who's back in a good form also. The young French guy is playing. He just started his match. Oh, and there is a Tsitsipas de Minaur at the same time. And Tsitsipas is up 5-3. Let me see if I can see that match on a second screen. That's a very interesting one. I feel that de Minaur is a little bit in doubt also at the moment. So it's two players in doubt against each other. I mean, Stefanos is clearly more in doubt than Alex de Minaur, because he's in doubt for a longer time. Tsitsipas is serving for the first set. And Collignon is playing against Koboli. Kwame, the young French player, is just starting his match against Lehechka. 1-0 for him. And the winner of Kwame against Lehechka will play against Quinn, who beat Rude. That part of the draw is really more open. Also with the same part of the draw, Draper, who lost to Opelka. And Opelka will play Fritz. 2 break points for de Minaur. You see the difference, huh? When Fonseca is moved fast to the sides, he's missing a lot. Hello, Michek. Another night session. Yes, true. I mean, when you're in Europe, it's really a night session. It's a very night session. How good is Collignon? He's a very good player. Played a very good match against Dimitrov, won 7-6 in the third. And Tsitsipas just won the 2 points in a row, so no more break points. Oh, the forehand of Alcaraz was something, huh? 3-1. I still feel that Alcaraz plays much better at the start of the second set. Probably relieved by the win of the first. Yes, let's line live. It's a limited slip session. Yeah. Very limited. Again, down the line backhand for Fonseca. Oh, too good. Too good from Alcaraz. Yeah, Nerad F4. For you guys who are in the US, we're going to enter very soon in our ideal time zone with the European swing. Finish the matches for us that start at 2 or 3 a.m. But for you guys, it's going to be tough. Actually, not that tough. Just have to wake up early. Ooh. Alcaraz, who missed the return, was a kind of an easy one because the ball was... Second serve was on his forehand over the shoulder. It's the type of shots that he really likes in general. And while we're talking, Stefanos won the first set against de Minaur. It was a very good drop shot from Fonseca, but missed the volley. At the start, when I saw him hit the drop shot, I thought it would be really out. It looked like he missed it, but it was in. Alcaraz is so fast and he was able to drop. And that's what you have to do if you can, is to drop a ball very low to force a difficult volley. This drop shot idea was a good idea, but he missed it again. He missed a lot of drop shots today. And an ace. The third ace of Fonseca. 4 aces for Alcaraz. Yeah, that's kind of the worst return you can hit against Fonseca. Slow, center, short on Fonseca's forehand. You're not going to see the ball back, that's sure. Collignon, 5-all, break point for him against Koboli at 5-all. On the women's side, Coco Gauff won, but it was such a difficult match. She won 6-4 in the third. She was really in so much trouble in that match. I want to see the statistics of Coco. Okay, against Cocciaretto, who beat her not so long ago. I think it was at the Australian Open. Yeah, 11 double faults for Coco. She won once again thanks to her incredible fighting spirit. Allez, 1 set, 1 break for Alcaraz. Carlos coming to the net from too far. Hi Patrick, so message from Mikael SFHT. Hi Patrick, I know that is not the right moment for this kind of questions, but I follow you a lot on your videos on Instagram and would really help. You would really help me telling me if you think the one-handed backhand is a disadvantage with the speed of today's game. I have a lot of questions like this, huh? Yeah, when Carlos is able to move the ball around like this and really force Alcaraz to run 1-2 meters more on the sides, it ends up with an unforced error from the Brazilian. Nerad F4 is asking if Coco's arm is still bothering her. I don't know, but what I know is that in her speech after the match, she said that it has been a very difficult week. So, and if I just look at her level of play today, I guess it's either that she still has pain or that that she couldn't practice for most of the week because of the arm, and that would explain why she made so many unforced errors and her level was really way lower than usual. Sami C. Boss, welcome. Thank you for following. And Michael, to answer you, I don't think that 100 backhand is a disadvantage. I think that 200 backhand is an advantage, especially when it comes to counterpunching and returning. Now, to attack, I think 100 backhand is, when it's a good one, it's an amazing weapon. Yeah, the percentage of first serve of Alcaraz really raised a lot. He's at 71 now, with 82% of points won after it. So, just shows how difficult it is to break him. Another missed drop shot from Alcaraz. That's a big mistake with the forehand. Did a lot of those against Medvedev, kind of turning too much with his whole body while hitting the ball, and the ball escapes to the side. Ooh, that's a great backhand. Great backhand from Fonseca. Alcaraz slowed down and boom, got punished straight away. Wow, the crowd is crazy. Alcaraz misses the first serve and the crowd gets nuts. Second serve. Another backhand return in the net on a big point from Fonseca. As I said, last time it was at 15-30 on Alcaraz serve, and I said, and I'm going to say the same, don't miss that backhand. You need to play the point. Don't give him the point on the first shot, on an important point. That's one of the things that we will need to learn to get to that level. And another backhand return missed in the net, 2 in a row. You can't miss these occasions, and especially that way. You need to force the rally. And Alcaraz saved his service game once again. How many break points? Alcaraz saved 3 out of 3. Fonseca got broken 3 times. No, sorry, 2 times out of 5. I have a second screen with the match between Tsitsipas and de Minaur, and Stefanos is playing really well. So good to see him play like this. It's crazy to think that Stefanos is not seated anymore, so you can technically play anyone very early. I mean, in the basically the first match, and he's playing a seated player. He's playing de Minaur. That was amazing. 2 backhands, back to back, amazing. The first one very deep down the line, forcing Alcaraz to slow down and go back to the backhand to avoid the forehand. And on the second one, Fonseca goes full power with a great short angle cross. Wow, what a defense from Alcaraz. His defensive skills are unreal. His offensive skills are unreal. His power is unreal. His touch is unreal. And his ability to go from defense to offense to the net, also incredible. Oh, he moved back to return. For the first time, he moved back a lot to return the first serve. Hello, Sandro Curzi. Yes, very deep return, center, great. And you see when he once again, he moves Fonseca a bit more with his forehand, finding a good angle. Fonseca misses. And when you're ranked 51 like Stefanos, as you said, Nerad F4. Wow, what a defense. It's unbelievable. The overhead is amazing. When you rank 51 like Stefanos, so you can play anyone any time. So they most of the time they play the best. I mean, some of the best players in the world in the second round, first round can be. And so it's difficult to come back because you lose early too often because of the guys you play immediately. And to come back to your level, you need to win a lot of matches. But when you play those guys second round and you don't have a lot of matches under your belt, you will probably lose most of the time. Fonseca is still alive. That was a very, very difficult game for him, but he made it. I was with friends today and we were saying, actually my friends were saying, oh, when Stefanos was at the top of his game, it was one of the most exciting player to watch because it looks really amazing, his tennis. I agree. I hope he's going to come back fast. We miss him. You're welcome, Nerad D4. So far, Alcaraz has better statistics than Fonseca on everything. More aces, higher percentage of first serve, higher percentage of points won after his first, higher percentage of points won after his second, and higher percentage of break points saved. Not for a lot, but enough to be a set and a break up. And yes, Petit Filou Tubes, Kyrgios Stefanos was at Wimbledon, was a very fun match to watch for sure. And it starts with an ace. This game to potentially be up 5-3 in the second set. So it starts to be a lot of backhand returns on second serve missed. Way too many. He doesn't really transfer forward. I feel that his hands are going forward, but his body weight is going backwards at the same time. What a touch from Alcaraz. That's unreal. Unreal. He feels something on his legs, apparently, Alcaraz. For once, on an easy forehand from the baseline, Fonseca chose to go down the line, and Alcaraz had anticipated the famous cross-court forehand that Fonseca uses most of the time, which is his favorite one. Wow, what a point! And once again, Carlos came to the net from a bit too far and got almost past, but unbelievable skills to bring that ball back. Unbelievable. And then on the second shot against Alcaraz, you can't afford just to push the ball. Alcaraz is so good at the net. Ooh, that forehand is out. We'll see Nerad 4. We'll see how Carlos is going to manage his service game when he's going to serve for the match. Noisy stadium. Too good from Alcaraz. He played this volley a lot today against Fonseca. This is a half volley, but he did the same. He knows that players expect him to hit drop shot or drop volleys, so he decided to play them deep in front of him. 26 winners to 12 for Fonseca, for Alcaraz. Incredible return, but again, Carlos came to the net from a bit far, and the passing shot of Fonseca with the backhand is quite impressive. He hit a ball very hard and very low in the feet of Alcaraz, who couldn't do anything with it. Ooh, and Fonseca wins his service game, so Alcaraz will have to serve for the match. And, ooh la la, Stefanos could have hurt himself so bad. instead of putting he was running to the net and then he wanted to split step, but instead of putting his feet like this, put one like this and the other one really on the side, and then he fell. So he probably hit his knee also, but nothing bad. But it was impressive to watch. It's funny, Nerad F4, that you say this, because I was thinking about it just a few minutes ago. I was thinking the two loudest crowds are probably Alcaraz and Ela. When they play, wherever they play, the crowd is crazy. So if they would play mixed doubles together, that would be interesting, by the way. Good way to start. The famous slice, very short. This one's an ace. I think that Carlos really loves this atmosphere. It really pumps him up. Maybe even more than Fonseca, even though they're rooting for Fonseca. There is such a huge Brazilian community in Miami. Strange this point, Fonseca got super defensive, which is something he didn't do once since the start of the match. He's just trying to punch all the time. Ooh, that was close. This time, João was not defensive. He really was hitting full all his shots. And this drop shot was very smart at this moment of the rally. Because it was when Carlos was starting to move back and back and back. And once again, Alcaraz comes to the net to finish the point. But this time he was way inside the court, so that was way better. And too much points for Carlos. And he ends up with a famous slice. And he's very happy that he won this match. It was a dangerous match, he knows it. Congratulations to Carlos Alcaraz. It was important for him after losing in the semifinals of Indian Wells to Daniil Medvedev. And he does the swing, the golf swing as a celebration, looking at Rory McIlroy, who laughed. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the match, Carlos was, dominated everything. 8 aces to 5, 70 to 63% of first serve, 80% of points won after his serve. Fonseca only 67, 53 on second, Fonseca 48. He dominated. I think it pushed Fonseca to play a good match. I think he played a good match, but for the moment, I think those guys are one level above because they are more complete. They run better. They're taking control of the rallies better. And at a certain point, for more than a set, Fonseca was really struggling on his second serve, winning not many of them. So anyway, so that was a good match. We are happy to have watched it. That was the match of the day for sure. And I'll see you tomorrow for the next day of Miami. I advise you to watch Stefanos Tsitsipas. He's playing now against De Minaur. I wish you a great night or a great day. And I tell you, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.